Capricorn, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. We're going to be using the Goddess Tarot deck today. Love it. And I'm very excited. I decided to go ahead and do New Year's readings for everybody in December. So that'll be the next round after the Celtic cross. And I'm looking forward to that. I hope everyone has a fantastic year starting out 2023. Let's make it fabulous. You know what I mean? What's going on, please? Yes, the next round after the Celtic cross. Everyone should be getting New Year's readings. Very excited for that. What's going on, please, for the Capricorn? Energy, show me Capricorn, please. Show me Capricorn, please. What is going on for Capricorn? What's going on for Capricorn, please? Oh, Dead Center reading, fertility, the Empress. Beautiful. What's challenging here? Ace of Wands. How do I get them, Christina? Okay, that's fine. It's a Ace of Wands. It's a challenge position. I want new, don't know how to get it, acquire it. Is there energy here? Is there passion here? Is there interest here? I don't know. You're hitting me straight out the gate. Capricorn's like, I'm in your face. I want to know about this. I got it. I got it. Let's hang out. Let's take a minute. Let's take a look. Ace of Wands, which is beautiful energy. Unfortunately, it's in the challenge position, the inspiration, the passion, the energy for somebody who is important to us, or we would like them to be. We would like a new person, someone of importance, please. Let's pull them in. How? I have met someone who seems to be like of Empress quality, but I don't know if I have the time and energy for it. That kind of, I don't know. Let's take a look. Unseen influences, Seven of Swords. It's hovering around you. The doubts, the suspicion. Some of you try to sneak away a little bit. Sorry, I heard something in the background. Some of you, just like you might be trying to sneak away from this energy, trying to lean away from it because you're kind of attracted to it. But how do we initiate it? How do we engage it? I don't know. I don't know. All right, relevant past page. I'm sorry. No, that's the Princess. This is the Knight of Swords, taking action. I know you know how to take action. It's in your past. You know how to communicate. You know how to take action. You know how to communicate and take action. But for some reason, when it comes to an energy here, it's like you get a little caught up in your head about what to do or how to approach it when it runs contrary to your experience. What's going on? What is exiting, please? The Moon. Good. I'm glad to see that. We don't want that. Yeah. Let's go ahead and let that get on its way out. We don't want that. The Moon is on the exit, which is good. Stuff that you might have been keeping to yourself. You're trying to be more confrontational with your feelings and your thoughts. Your near future, Ten of Cups. Hopefully we can create that emotional stasis with somebody. That would be nice. Your strengths, balance. Who else? Virgo had this in the same card, same placement, and I promise you, I have shuffled many a time between yours and theirs. Okay, ooh, the Star, your environment, nice. I like that. It's kind of bright, it's kind of shiny. I like it. It's promising. You are in your environment working towards creating your own star, something that which you are drawn to, right? It's very specific to you. It's challenging to you, but it's the kind of challenge that you want. The Star is ultimately the kind of challenge that provokes us into being our best selves. It's like, yeah, it's not easy, but I'm bringing it towards me because it means a lot to me. So some of you in your environment are really bringing into your reality what it is that you want to see. Some of you are reaching for the stars. And and it's not just in terms of this person. There is someone in here with you that kind of provokes in you that, ooh, they got a lot going on. I want to approach it. I don't know how. This completely runs contrary to me. I know how to take action. I know how to communicate. What's the deal, man? I'm expanding in my world. I'm gravitating towards my star. I'm creating that environment. Do I have the energy for this right now, or do I need to focus on the star? I don't know. Let's get there. Hopes and fears. The Page of Pentacles. Investing. Even if it's in the smallest of ways. Even if it's just cracking that little Page of Pentacles. Little conversation, a little bit of investment. Show me the outcome, please. Yeah, you're going to figure it out, Justice. You'll figure it out. Justice. All right, the outcome is justice. You'll figure it out. You need to balance in accordance with you. It looks like you are doing something already that is incorporated into your particular life path. Excuse me, I was about to say life map. So some of you have been mapping out this star for a while. Again, this is personalized. It's not as easy as the sun. Living under the sun is just literally a case of you walking outside your door and understanding that you can be happy. The star, not that I'm trying to belittle the sun, it's just the star is so much more personalized. It requires a long-term sense of goal. It requires a long-term sense of the future. It requires micro steps that lead to macro steps. You see what I'm saying? So the star's not easy. We have to keep at it, right? So some of you are working on something that's so personalized to you, and I literally about to say life map, like you had been mapping this. You have been plotting and or mapping out the course, the trajectory of whatever this is to you. The star, it could be life goals, it could be work, it could be love. I don't feel like it's that. I feel like there's someone here who kind of provokes that sense in you that this could be something. But I don't know if I can incorporate it right now because I'm kind of busy. So do I get it started? I don't know. I don't know. Can I? Do I have time for it? Do I have the energy for it? Let's take a look. Let's start here right there with fertility. So attractive. So attractive. They just, in this deck, they just straight up blunt Capricorn. Seriously, they straight up just bluntly called the Empress and this fertility. Isn't that attractive? Well, she looks real fertile. Ooh, what a compliment. I'm sorry. Real person, real tarot, real sense of humor. It's just things hit me funny sometimes. Seriously, I just like... And back in the day, that was considered a compliment to women. Ma'am, I hope I don't offend you, but you have some remarkable childbirthing hips. Yeah, we both know what that means. You look good and fertile. Oh, God. I bet that guy was seen as hot shit back in the day. Like, he knew how to flirt. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Like I said, sometimes things just strike my funny bone. Okay. Show me the Empress, please. Dead center reading, so I know it's important to you. It could be you. But the fact that the Ace of Wands is crossing this or challenging it, I don't think it is. I can see that you've had something going on and that you've been planning on something going on for a while now. You have been working towards it, striving towards it. And here I have a page and some energy here that would like to open up to this, but it's like, I don't know if I have the energy for it. I don't know if I can, well, let's just take a look. The Empress, King of Swords, the Emperor, goodness, we've got divine energy here. The Emperor, the Empress, oh my. King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, that's a lot of energy here. Oh my. Somebody represents more of that mental side, especially with the Emperor being here. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess this is you. It feels like you. I don't know why. Of course, switch out the energies as you see fit. Everyone possesses masculine as well as feminine, but someone here is straight up showing me feminine and someone else is straight up showing me masculine. And it does not have to be sex specific. You can be a female and have a great deal of masculine energy. Hi. And then you can also be a man that has a great deal of feminine energy. It's not an insult and it's not a challenge. This is the natural state of human condition. So if any of that stuff offends you, you are not mature enough to listen to real tarot. Okay? I get so tired of it, guys. I really do. The ignorance that runs rampant throughout the comments. FYI. I know you know better. A lot of people do not. Okay, so I have a clear division of masculine and feminine energies. One is you. I feel that it could be you with the Emperor, with the King of Swords. And I feel like there's a feminine energy here, the Empress and the Queen of Cups. This is very soft. It is literally the definition of soft, maternal, loving, unconditional energy. Someone who has a strong heart space. I've been doing this all day, I'm tired. Strong heart space and is very maternal. They might literally have children. With that kind of energy, that's a very real possibility. They have a huge cup to give, but they're also terribly responsible. The Empress doesn't just sit on her ass looking pretty. She's got shit to do. She produces. She is the highest producing card in tarot. She gets things done. So this person has a certain strength of will, but it comes from their soft feminine energy. They have a lot of unconditional love attached to them, a huge heart space, but they also value productivity and practicality. On the other side of that fence, I'm seeing an Emperor and King of Swords. This is heavily masculine energy. I make decisions. I get things done. I am determined. I mobilize the troops. I get shit started and I keep it going, right? So I have a heavy balance of both. Two very strong-willed energies that look like they're highly compatible in terms of ideal partnership. Okay. So what's the hang-up? Why is the Ace of Wands in the challenge? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Excuse me. Ace of Wands is in the challenge position. Show me the Ace of Wands, please. Show me the Ace of Wands, please. Show me the Ace of Wands. Show me the Ace of Wands. Show me the Ace of Wands, please. Show me the Ace of Wands, please. That reminded me of something. I had a conversation with a friend of mine. He identifies as heterosexual male, right? But he does paint his nails. And I've seen it. Six of Swords. Hold on. Eight of Swords. I asked him what his favorite color was, and he goes, black. Duh. And I'm like, bro, why are you offended? You paint your nails. Okay. Still, it's black. So he was offended like it could be any other color. And then he thought about how ridiculous that was. He's like, oh, okay. Okay, Ace of Swords. This is fascinating. Fucking fascinating. I have two people who are utterly 100% highly compatible in terms of both their mindset and their heart set and their ability that if they could work together, they would be a divine couple. Indeed. And we're looking at, I should probably leave it behind. Challenge, why? Ace of Wands, why? Why is the Ace of Wands new? It could be new. Losing inspiration, hope. You're losing hope? Oh, you're losing hope. Have they moved on? Why? Why are we losing hope that someone has moved on? Six of Swords, Eight of Swords, the lovers. I don't know what they're thinking or feeling. I don't know what they're thinking or feeling. I don't know what they're thinking or feeling. I'm losing hope for this. It's not entirely gone. But there's this question here of someone's left me behind, or have they left me behind? Have I lost all hope for this situation? Do we inspire each other? Ace of Wands, we must remember, is hope, and also the renewal of hope. So thus we have new as well as renewal. New passion or renewal of passion. Inspiration or renewal of inspiration. Hope or renewal of hope. It's in the challenge, and we're losing faith here. We're losing hope that this could exist. I feel like we're leaving each other behind. Or it's a singular person, but it looks like the both of you can't help but wonder if you're not leaving each other behind. Both of you feel like that to some extent, that we're leaving each other behind. It's not an absolute, but it's more like a feeling. It's more like an unconfirmed fear with the Eight of Swords. We don't really want to look at the truth of it, but you both can kind of feel it. Hey, Christina. And of course it is a lover's connection. Okay. You can kind of feel it. The both of you suspect it, feel it, but you can't. It's like you don't want to acknowledge it. Leaving me behind, losing the inspiration, we're losing the energy. They lost hope, they lost inspiration. They don't see me that way anymore. I don't know. And there's something here about the image. Somebody's lost the image of the other person, and they don't see them. It's fear. It's not an absolute. It's somebody's blinded fear with the Eight of Swords. Somebody suspects the other person's moving on because they no longer have passion in them, see them as a hope, inspiration. I keep getting that. They're not inspired anymore. They're not inspired anymore, or I don't inspire them anymore. They used to be able to see that in the person's eyes, but now they can't. It's fear. It's not an absolute. The unseen influences, the doubts, the Seven of Swords. Show me the Seven of Swords, please. Show me the Seven of Swords. I do apologize once more. My throat's trying to clamp down on me. It's going to be like that for the next couple of weeks. Until we have enough consistent cold weather where the wind comes in and blows all the freaking oak out. It's going to be like this for a minute. Show me the Seven of Swords, please. Show me that Seven of Swords, please. The unseen influences, what is hovering, what is going on. Show me the Seven of Swords, please. Could just be straight up Gemini. For somebody that's absolutely true, it's not about the connection, strong lover's connection at all. It just could be straight up Gemini. I don't know if we inspire each other anymore. I don't really want to address it, but I kind of feel like we are maybe losing hope, passion, and or inspiration in each other. That's for some of you, not all of you. For some of you, it's specifically related to Gemini. It does not have to be, and that's not a knock on Gemini, but for some of you, it's literal. I don't know how large that percentage is, but for some of you, it's literal. Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, Ace of Wands. Yeah. Oh my. You're kind of sneaking suspicions here. You or someone who is tied to you has felt like they've wanted to actually pursue an Ace of Wands for a while, open up to a new journey, something that does cause inspiration, is a source for joy, celebration, but stable, reliable, exploratory, safe but open to new journeys. Somebody, it's been on their mind for a long time. I do believe it's yours, Seven of Swords. You haven't been wondering for some time if it isn't time to move off in a new direction, a new journey, one that is singular, and one that where the Ace of Wands is not in doubt. It is strong and upright, but still comes from a place of safety. I know that I can be an explorer, and I can journey forth, and I can pursue an Ace of Wands and still have a home to come home to. Be reliable, practical, because that's the thing about Earth energy, which I wish more people would understand. Once Earth is comfortable, their emotional places expand. You know? That's the whole emphasis of resource gathering and stability. So long as I feel secure, I can open up emotionally into different places, into new adventures. That's beautiful. It's the expansion of the soul, honey. It's the expansion of the self. Wanting to be lit up, wanting to be inspired. No. I misunderstood. Some of you want that divine counterpart that I have described at the opening, but it's because you have not transitioned past the old Ace of Wands, I see. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I call it. It's hard to say you're wrong, because mapping tarot for a collective is not the easiest of things. There's the baseline, the positioning, timelines, energy exchanges that are happening, internal thought process versus reality. So in that respect, it's very easy to be wrong. But it's more like it either applies to you or it doesn't. That's all collective readings. But what I mean in this interpretation is that I misunderstood you. You have not been able to move forward into your Ace of Wands calling. To harmonize with your equal, or a equal, whatever that means to you. Because we're still progressing in something that you can't quite see and or feel anymore. And it could literally be with Gemini. It doesn't have to be, and I'm not trying to pick on Gemini. It just keeps coming across as Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. You have not been able to proceed in your ace, the one that, your Seven of Swords, your secret, everybody has secret thoughts. If you're alive, you've had Seven of Swords. There's no getting around that. You've had Moon, you've had Five of Swords. You're alive. You're going to experience those things. And in your Seven of Swords, your private thoughts that are active, on more than one occasion, you have thought, if it's secure, I can take off. But coming from a place of, it's right for me. King, Queen of Pentacles, is this right for me? This is how I take care of myself. This is how I love myself, by honoring my sense of direction and wish fulfillment, and finding the ace that I have not been inspired to and called to in a long time in a particular connection, but I feel like I have a counterpart. Some of you know you have a counterpart. Because I told you this is correct, because you tell me you know what to do. You have experience of knowing what to do, how to take action and communicate in the past. So how come you're not able to apply that knowledge to this? Show me that that Knight of Swords, please. The baseline still stands. You're working towards something. It's just what I didn't understand is that there is someone in here with you that moves as you do, that goes along with you as you do. There is someone in here who moves as you move, who does as you do, but your energy interchange suggests that it's an absence of Ace of Wands, lack of inspiration, lack of passion, lack of hope. But they continue to move in your stride. When you move in the water, so do they. As you walk upon the earth, so do they. They're with you, but not from a place of passion or inspiration. You want to relate to somebody again in that way. I'm so sorry. Of being inspired, open to life, open to passion, but still knowing who the hell you are. The Knight of Swords, please, show me. Show me that Knight of Swords, please. Show me that Knight of Swords. Your secret thoughts, that means they're more active, Seven of Swords, than the Moon. The Moon's on the exit, yeah? You're starting to think about this more and more is what you're telling me. Oh, I do apologize. No, local honey does not work. I wish it did. But thank you. Every year. It's like, have you tried? The neti pot makes things worse. I swear to God. No to honey and no to the neti pot. The neti pot just makes things infinitely worse. It does. The Page of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Magician. See? It's... You know how to summon forth. Dude. You're telling me in the past you knew how to bring together relationships, that you knew how to manifest and you knew how to take action towards it. It may not have always led to commitment, but the point is, Capricorn, you're telling me you always knew how to engage it. You always knew how to engage in a relationship and pull it towards you, even if it was just to explore it, even if it was just to invest in it in the smallest of ways. You're telling me you were always willing to try in the past, that you always kept your heart open a little bit, with a little bit of willingness to emotionally invest in something that was new, and you knew how to take action towards potential relationships, you knew how to communicate with potential relationships, that you always knew how, that your summoning purpose as the magician was to bring forth relationships in a way that you wanted. You tell me that you've always known how to do that. That you've always known how to engage in potential relationship energy in a way that said, I know myself, I know how to talk, I know how to take action, there's no hesitation, I knew just the amount of emotional investment needed in order to generate new activity. I believe you. I believe you. And it's, your mind's kind of drifting back to that. I remember when I was able to pursue new opportunities, but with a good heart. It wasn't just to dip in and out of relationships real quick. It's because you always wanted the real deal, like real relationship energy. And it's like, when I engaged in any sort of relationship and or commitment, it was always done so with the best intentions. It was always done so with the best manifestation skills. And it was always done with an open heart. It might have been small, but that's because I wanted it to come from a sincere place of I'm willing to try. You're telling me you knew how to talk the talk and walk the walk when it comes to relationships. And your mind is kind of going back into that space of opening myself up towards something that feels more like me. And my mind's been thinking about it for a long time. And perhaps I kept some stuff hidden there for a long time with the moon. Speaking of which, let's jump over to that. And there is a connection you're in that is your shadow. It is your shadow. It is with you. And yet at the same time, you cannot see it. And you cannot feel it. But it moves as you move. And it does not feel like an ace to you. And it hasn't for a long time. It talks as you talk. It walks as you walk. It breathes as you breathe. It eats beside you. It sleeps beside you. But you cannot see it. Or you cannot feel it anymore. You feel like you have separated from this person a long time ago. There's no ace in it. And there hasn't been for a long time. You opened up with such a strong division of masculine and feminine energies, divine counterparts, and it does not feel that way. And that's what you had always intended. What you intended and what happened are two different things, yes? You had always intended to have a clear division between Emperor and Empress, or Emperor and Emperor and Empress and Empress. I don't give a shit. I don't care. It's all about my equal, my divine equal. You plus me equals infinite possibilities and magic. I know what I bring into this role. You know what you bring into this role. And baby, there's nothing between you and me that can't be done, fixed, resolved, or celebrated. Between you and me, we make shit happen, right? That's the idea. But what actually happened is now you find yourself with a shadow that is with you. But you can't feel it and you can't see it. It's not like what you had intended. And I'm looking at a Capricorn, you have a kind of a relationship history where you always pulled things in with the best intentions. And when something felt right, you acted on it and you communicated with it and there was no hesitation. And it was always done so with the best intentions. You have a wealth of relationship energy behind you that suggests, I've tried many things. And I had always hoped for the best. And if they didn't go somewhere, I knew when to end it. And if they did go somewhere, I knew when to pursue it. And what's influencing you... Wow, this is intense. Are your thoughts that you are aware of. That doesn't mean you're comfortable with them, but you are aware of the thoughts that you would like to be both comfortable, taken care of, loved, and begin a new journey. One where you can feel the Ace of Wands. The hope and inspiration. What you started with and what became are two different things. You always intended to be an emperor and empress. You always intended for a strong mind, a strong will, and a strong heart. Like I said, divinity. The moon is in the exit. Piscean energy does not have to be. Show me the moon, please. Show me the moon, please. And show me the moon. The 18th might be important to some of you. I don't know. Seven of Pentacles. Stagnation. Looking outward. Five of Swords. The doubts. You have become increasingly uncomfortable. And this is actually good. This is one of the few times I will ever see the Five of Swords in a positive position, which doesn't happen often. You have become increasingly comfortable with the concept that maybe things staying as they are is a form of self-destruction. Bravo. Do you know how many people will not conclude that in their lives ever? Because then that would mean some sort of fault in having wasted time. I wish people would stop defining their relationships as terms of wasted time or not. They are lessons. The moment we decide to stop wasting time, we actually start living. But it takes a strong-willed person. It takes a strong-willed person, someone who has a sensibility that says, I can look at the difficult things and I want to. It takes the balls, it takes the cojones, it takes the boobies, okay, to have real nerve as a man or woman to say, this isn't serving me, and it hasn't been for a long time. And I think this whole shtick of me looking out on the horizon at the Seven of Pentacles, hoping one day things will get better, I think I see now that was a form of self-sabotage. Because people who do this, well, hopefully it'll get better. I'm living for the weekend, or I'm living for next month, or I'm living for the next season, or I'm living for the next year. Whenever things supposedly get better or easier, that's probably a fallacy, because how long have I been telling myself that instead of being able to live in the moment, because I'm always looking out on the horizon for another date that you can't quite peg down, but you hope it's there, that things will miraculously get better. It takes nerve to stop doing that, especially with the Seven of Pentacles there, as suggested, it's patternized as well as stagnant. That was the moon, and that's a hell of a moon. Maybe I am killing time, and I keep having this magical thinking, and magical thinking kills, man. Magical thinking runs contrary to the reality. In the reality, I'm looking at a Capricorn who's looking back on the time and has come to terms with the fact that they keep telling themselves one day it's going to feel strong. One day it's going to push past the Seven of Pentacles, whatever that one day is. Right? And that was a form of self-sabotage, Five of Swords. We know that, we're looking at it realistically. And this is why I said earlier, do you recall? These are active thoughts. They're thoughts that are with you more and more. They're not in the moonscape. They're now coming out into your actual forefront of your mind. I want to be a Queen of Pentacles with the Fool and the Ace of Wands again. With good intentions and a good heart. I manifested a relationship in the past that I really thought perhaps was my divine connection. And now I spent too long, years, waiting with that magical thinking that one day things will stop being stagnant. And if I'm being honest with myself, how this relationship started with the best of intentions and how it ended up are two different things. Correct. All we can do is make the best decisions with what we had at the time. And if we really think, if I'm just going to waste my time, no, honey. You sitting there waiting one day for things to get better, that's the real waste of time. It's not that you wasted your time in this, whatever this is, your shadow, the person who shadows you. They're with you, but Not emotionally, not spiritually. That wasn't the waste of time. The waste of time was hoping one day to be validated that what you're doing is in fact not a waste of time. That's the real waste of time. That's why Three of Wands makes me so nervous. I know how other tarot readers interpret Three of Wands. I actually have a realistic point of view. I hate and despise and loathe unwarranted, unrealistic hope. That's why too many people watch tarot and it makes me uncomfortable. Like I said, real person, real tarot. I also have real experience. Hoping one day to see something miraculous. That's unreasonable and unrealistic hope. So when I tell you I'm happy to see the moon on the exit and unrealistic hope is going along with it, and that's why you're showing me Seven of Swords, what was once back here is now up here. That's all that is. And the truth of it that is with you quite a bit. I would love to be the Queen of Pentacles who takes off as the Fool and Ace of Wands once more. Because you're telling me you have experience with it. You're also telling me you made a decision on a relationship in the past, whatever that is to you, how long ago it was, that you really thought was right for you. So you summoned it forward with your best intentions. You might have rushed into it. The Knight of Swords tends to be a little rushy. But when this relationship presented itself to you, you really thought, you really well and truly thought, apologies, that it was the best for you at the time. You really did. You're like, that looks good, that feels about right. I'm the emperor, they're the empress. I will be king, you'll be queen. Right? And how it ended up were two different things, baby. I know. That's the real crime, and that's why I'm happy for you. That's why I'm very proud of you, right there, is the admission. Me waiting for things to improve miraculously without hope. Evidentiary hope. Realistic hope. That's the real waste of time. Not that my relationship was a waste of time, but me waiting for things to get better for no reason. That they would, that's the real crime. That was the real waste of time. Yes. Yes. Very good. It's one of the hardest lessons anyone can learn, but also one of the most honest. Okay. The near future, please. The Ten of Cups. Oh, Ten of Cups, please. Show me that Ten of Cups. Show me that Ten of Cups, please. Heavy Gemini as well as Piscean energy. Could be dealing with fellow Earth as well. Taurus, Libra, Aries. Show me that Ten of Cups, please, in the near future. Show me that Ten of Cups, please, in the near future. The Empress. Five of Cups. Page of Wands. There's something in you that's processing. And it's kind of like a growing realization and acceptance that the person whom I told you I felt like you were the masculine. I did, and I still do feel like you're the Empress / King of Swords. And the person who you thought was your divine counterpart, as time passed, I'm not saying action, I'm not. This is you still kind of acclimating to the truth of your feelings as well as the truth of your thoughts. What you will actually do with it, I do not know. But you are still acclimating to the fact that this person who is so terribly important to you that you have some sort of relationship energy with is ultimately a disappointment. It's not what you thought it was. It's not what you felt it was. It's not what the promise you thought it would be at the beginning. I can see that you've always tried to enter relationships under best intentions. This one you rushed into because I believe So take it resonates, leave it as not. Because on the surface, they did look like a match. Like a match. And it felt right. It looked right. You're like, this is good. Stamp mark of approval. Capricorn approves. Let's do this. Right? Some of you had a courting period of a year. And you were married in May. I don't know why I got that. It just hit me right in the third eye. It hit me right in the third eye. I saw a marriage ceremony take place in May. I don't know why. But I just saw May, and then I saw the festivities, and I saw the white gown. So I just kind of, it was a jumble of visions at the same time. It was a marriage, Christina, it was a May marriage, I believe. Marriage in May. We make hay in May. We make hay in May? Something like that? We make hay in May. It almost felt a little bit reckless, didn't it? But again, it was. I'm getting something in time. What is it? 12 to 14 months between dating and engagement, something like that. We make hay in May. Oh, honey, I know some people. I know it might have been quick to you, perhaps. I don't know. It just depends. It just depends. Some people meet and marry after a couple of weeks. Some people took years. You know. It's just, I think to you, according to your energy, it felt like you might have moved fast in retrospect. I don't know. I think you moved fast because you really honestly felt it was right. So again, I don't want you to think of this as time lost or wasted. It served you at the time, and it served the other person too, because they agreed too, right? It both served you in some way. And it does feel more like a shadow that moves with you in time, at the same time. It's synchronized timing. It's synchronized movement. But anyway, I'm sorry, in the near future, we are still looking at, but not giving full attention to, it's still kind of on a page energy, the fact that this person who has had so much influence in our heart and in our home and in our space, it feels disappointing. Yes, 5 of Cups to the 10 of Cups, which is relationship energy, it's significant other energy, it's family orientation, okay. Which when you marry your person, your spouse, they become emotional family, absolutely. Yeah, you bet. It's not just something that happens on paper. It's emotional, too. It's an emotional signature, the 10 of Cups is. It has the implication of long-standing emotionality that's current, and it's active, and it's intimate. It's part of your intimate family, your intimate emotional family. Okay? That's why we call the 10 of Cups the family card. It's still coming to the terms. In fact, it's disappointing. We haven't acted on it yet. I'm just very, very pleased. I'm sorry, I need to speed up. So I'm just very, very pleased to see your moon energies on the exit and that kind of delusional energy, not an insult, that one day things will get out of the moon, things will stop being stagnant just one day, and that was a form of self-sabotage. And this is terribly intriguing. That Ace of Wands that was in the challenge position represents the kind of sense of self that you would like to get back into, where you could try. Where you could try for love and life on your terms. What you will actually do, I could not say. We're switching. The Temperance card, your strengths, you consider it a strength. Show patience, temperance, healing. We'll see. That is odd. Again, Gemini energy for some of you. I'm sorry. I don't know that it's a lover's connection. It could literally be Gemini. So you might have gotten married around their birth season? May, K, and May? No, I'm sorry. Yeah. 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 Maybe Taurus season, but Gemini season for some of you, yeah. Person's a Gemini, or the ceremony took place in May. It could be a combination of those two. I'm sorry. It keeps coming in as a signal. I'm sorry, it's the frequency. I keep dialing it in. That I can't unsee it. I'm sorry. It's just for some of you, and that's the person who you keep waiting on for things one day to, you know, maybe next week, next month, next year. This is the Doctoro Royaux. I don't use it too much because it tends to disturb people a little bit, but I was told to pick it up. The Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Cups. That same 5 of Cups, the pain. Yes, it's a recognition that your feelings have changed over time, and that's where it hurts. It's been a slow realizing thing. Okay, now let's get to Temperance, please. In other words, this was not something you realized overnight. It took time. It took time to come out of the moon. It took time to get comfortable, acclimated to your 7 of Swords. It takes strength to realize this is how I started out. We started out. You and I started out, and this is how it ended up. Like where I go, you go. You follow me. We're not exactly inspired by each other, and I can't see your feelings or see your thoughts, and you can't really see mine, but we're here in the same boat. Where I go, you go. Where I go, you go. Show me Temperance, please. Ten of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. 6 of Cups. You're struggling. You have shown this situation so much time, as it were, and you realized how much of it was being lost in the hope of that magical thinking, right? You don't want to do that. It's really harder for you to understand your life anymore as the Queen of Pentacles in terms of time, patience. I can't give this any more time and patience. I think if this situation was going to heal itself or improve, it would have by now, right? Because I've already been subject to that things will improve one day, one day, one day. And that was a form of self-sabotage. I know that. I own that shit. I don't want it to keep happening, because now you're coming up under question again as the Queen of Pentacles. You recognize, however, the real time that existed between you in terms of love, memories, time spent and shared, and what the real source of pain is. And why you've given it so much patience is that the idea it could be over. And that hurts you. It scares you. It hurts you. But it's also like, I don't think I can continue to lose any more time. I don't want to lose any more time. But also, I understand that things between us may never heal or improve. I don't have to have magical thinking, but I don't know that I'm ready to part ways with someone I've known this long. You got to work through it, honey. And remember, if you're going to heal this connection, it does take 2. They have to be willing as well. And then they need to be more than an active shadow in your life. Someone who's just constantly there every time you turn around. Okay? That's the difference between being in a boat with somebody and well and truly being committed to them from a place of commitment. Okay? It's not just showing up. Showing up as proof of the commitment, you bet. But where's the rest of them? Where's their mind? Where's their heart? That's what our magical thinking here is that one day we'll see those things again. So this is a lot you're struggling with, but it is under your strengths. You're willing to look at things the hard way. That includes the pain of looking at a potential ending, but you're also like, I'm not willing to part ways with this person. We have a lot of memories between us. Yes, you do. The Star. In your environment, Aquarian energy, it does not have to be. Show me the Star, please. Show me the Star, please. Show me the Star. Show me the Star. Show me the Star, please. Show me the Star, please. Page of Cups. 3 of Cups. Hope to connect, death. Ay, ay, ay. I have a couple of thoughts there. 1. Some of you hope to transform. Some of you hope in a desirous place and truly in your desires. Some of you hope to transform a connection that I don't see as being this. I don't know where it's coming from, and I apologize. I can't see it. It could literally be Scorpio. We also have Aquarius here. Some of you have a very strong desire to transform something and bring it together. There is this side. Fuck. This is so complicated. And I'm saying that in true honesty. I hate it when energy appears and I don't quite know where it's coming from. But there is a situation here that really provokes in you a strong sense of desire and long-term vision. That's all I know about that particular star. You could see this person is very, very beautiful. Someone who has long-term goals and or visions attached to them, or you have a very strong desire. Okay. In terms of the desire to connect with somebody, there is a threat that it could be over, but you don't want it to be. You don't want it to be dead. You want it to transform it back into a place of visibility. You want it to be in your stars once more. You want to be able to see it and or reconnect with it once more. This and this are two separate things. I don't know who that is. It could be any sort of connection you have that you feel is on an ending or the brink of an ending, or you, in your estimation, it has ended, but you don't want it to. Emotionally, you would like it to develop into something bigger. You have a lot of desire in that. You would like to bring it together. Okay. Something that you understood is over. You would like to reconnect with it, and it comes from a very deep, desirous place within you. So many major players here today. Okay. It's in your environment, which means it's possible. Whatever that connection is to you. I don't see it as this. I'm very curious. I'm very curious. Some of you have that deep desire still to transform with this person here. We have some sort of committed relationship too, yes. But the energy is different. So you let me know as you see fit. I cannot tell if it's a delicate issue. Hopes and fears is the Page of Pentacles, the Emperor, Queen of Cups, the Knights of Wands. You wish to invest in some communication a little bit, or that communication would come to you, I don't know. But you have a very strong idea of who this person is. I have Emperor, Queen of Cups, and the Knights of Wands. It is more consistent with this energy, the one that is just beneath it. The environment, but it's a personal thing to you, the star. Okay. You desire to reconnect with somebody that you feel it's either on the brink of ending or it could end, but transform it back into life. That does require an opening of some sort of communication. To stand in one's power and mean it from the heart, there's also a level of passion here. Okay. Someone who I believe fits more to this criteria. You are still giving your energy to a situation. This is not an accusation. This is with you and the struggle is real. I've seen something like this for you before, I believe. It's not an accusation, it's real. You continue to give your energy to this thing that you know it pains you to give any more time to it because you live under that energy, that delusion, call it for what it is, for a long time. You don't want to do it anymore. But you still want to show balance and fairness to them. In other words, you're still giving your energy to that situation. Then there's something over here that got very intimate, very deep, very quickly. Something that a bigger part of you would like to connect with transform it. And if it was back from the dead, like come back from the dead. Get it back into your life. And it does require an opening of communication. We have a strength of will and heart. I do believe this, however, is the person whom you would like to revive things with. I don't know how to describe it. Again, it could literally be Scorpio. We also have Aries here. So, someone who has a strong heart, sense of passion, and strength of will. We would like to open up the lines or reopen the lines of communication with this person. It looks like a very deep desire. Okay. Capricorn. Capricorn. No, it's just typically your energy, it's again unusual for you. Your energy tends to be blessedly, thankfully efficient, straightforward, to the point. Christina, I'm not mincing words today. I got shit to do. Right? Which is one of the reasons why I always appreciate your energy. I got multiple players in here. I've got all the elements. Very strong air, very strong earth, very strong water, very strong fire. I have a core story here that's not quite finished. You're still acclimating to the fact that this important person and what it has amounted to isn't what you had thought it was. It still disappoints you. You're not ready to call it quits, but you're also not prepared to give it any more time. You're somewhere in that tricky balance. But in the meantime, I still see them as operating in your shadow or in your life for a minute. And it could literally be Sag as Gemini and Pisces. Very strong energies there. And then I see you trying to open something back up with something initially that looks dead, but has the possibility to transform, and it's all based on a page, a willingness to communicate. So long as it's done with strength of conviction and heart, it should be well. I believe we're showing balance here. Justice, Libra, does not have to be. Show me justice, please. Show me justice, please. Honey? Earth signs, y'all put me through it. You all put me through it. You all put me through it. All of you. Every single one of them was deep, though. I couldn't say it's not. I couldn't say it wasn't. The earth energy is really feeling it, man. The earth energy is really feeling it. Show me justice, please. Show me justice, please. But they're all very rich in their own respective right. I do believe. Show me justice. Ten of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. There is a stronger, it's not, I'm sorry, it's just not conclusive. That's just not how this works. It's not. I wish I could see something. There is this idea that this foundation we have isn't as stable as we had hoped or thought. This is a growing sense of realization in terms of justification and understanding of oneself. While you are a King of Pentacles and while you have managed to achieve a lot and acquire a lot, for some reason you are interpreting now and looking at carefully the fact that your foundation doesn't feel very stable and you don't like it. Do you feel that there's a certain level of neglect in here, and that's a real truth? That's a real truth for you. You seem to understand that as you weigh up the scales. And you are weighing up scales. It's something to do with your foundation, and yes, it might be founded, quote unquote, but that doesn't mean it's stable. King of Pentacles is really surveying the land. And what he's finding is, okay, community is in this. Family and friend is in this. Resources are in this. All true. But it's not smooth. It's not stable. It's not as strong as I want it to be. How do I balance that? How do I balance within myself? You're going to have to decide that. What is going to lend to your foundation or take away from it? Because currently you're looking at it and that King of Pentacles is not too thrilled with what he sees. And what he's seeing is well-founded energy, but one that's rooted in frustration and tension and having to work really, really hard. And what is fair and what isn't, who has contributed what and how and why. There is something here that we are still a part of and attached to. The good news is you do have this energy within you that wants to open up and desires something that has more impact to you. And yes, could absolutely lend to your foundation and be part of your more solid self. Yes. It seems to no longer be generated from whatever this is. You seem to be taking that into consideration as, it's part of, this person's part of my foundation. They are indeed my shadow. Where I go, they go. But that doesn't mean it makes for a happy home. It's one that's built on fraught and difficulty to and fro. There's a certain level of fussiness in here. I can't quite pin it, but it's active and it's constantly moving. And it's like I said, every time I turn around, there they are. They're my constant shadow. They're my constant companion. But it's a shadow. Shadows aren't warm. They're not loving. They're shadows. They're just with us all the time. That's what it feels like. And I see the basis of your relationship, Capricorn. I'm not knocking it. Neither are you. It came from an honest place. When you selected this, when you committed to it, when you pulled this, it might have been a little fast, okay? And somebody's cup might have been a little hesitant. It might have been shy, but you might have really thought that this was good for you. So you took action towards it. And you're like, you know what? I recognize the stability in this. I think we're a great match. And over time, it proved otherwise. This is what happens in life. I want you to think about that temperance piece, the patience piece. The Ten of Swords, the more you wait and try to give something patience, the more you understand it lends to a false sense of hope that things will ever get better or more achievable. Okay, or more solid. You seem to want to do away with that construct, and I agree with you. It gives us a false sense of hope. However, there is still something here, but I respect the memories, though. And it's my comfort zone. I have a lot of nostalgia with this person. It's also my comfort zone, and that's kind of Earth's perpetual catch-22, is your comfort zone. You know, are you able to get out of your comfort zone and acquire something new so you have a new level of comfort, which is that old Earth dilemma? Or do I stick with the comfort zone I know and draw a line under it and say, this is as much as I can expect from it? Because there is something else here, whether you know it or not, you are desiring that it would kind of come back from the dead to transform it. And it does rest on a page. That's a lot of energy resting on a page, honey. Do I extend myself in that way? It's in your hopes and fears. Can I bring this back? Do I want to? And if I did, how does that contribute to my foundation? Whatever this is seems to reflect this energy over here. Okay? You kind of experience whatever this is potentially in that way. It's like an avenue that you thought maybe was cut off. Maybe it has the chance to open up. You haven't made up your mind one way or the other. I do know it's there and you strongly desire it. And again, heavy Scorpio, Aries, Aquarian energy. I do know this in your outcome, as it were, over the next several months, possibly longer. You're going to be looking at the decades complete, 10 and 10. The decades complete. Yeah, you have achieved some sense of solidity, stability, patternized energy here. You are head of household. You are very resourceful, responsible. But there's something in here in the foundation that you recognize is precarious, and it takes a lot of work to secure it. A lot of work to secure it, and that's for some reason is weighing in on your scales. You might have some strong Libra in your chart. It's weighing in on your scales. About, yeah, it's founded, but that doesn't mean it's stable. And that doesn't mean it's a happy home. And it doesn't mean it's a happy community. And it doesn't mean my resources are happy either. or that I'm happy with my resources. I don't dismiss it. I know it's important to me. And you're just trying to figure out what does doing right by you mean? Is this worth pulling in? Could that lend to this, or is it going to take away from it? What I have? Do I stay with it, or is it going to continue to take away from it? Because there's something about this over here that suggests it's a shrinking possibility. I would like to do this again, but I'd like to open myself up to a new journey, and not just in the general sense, but in a life path sense with the Queen of Pentacles. Get back to that idea of divine partnership. I don't know. I wish I knew, but I do not. I wish I understood more, honey. It's just, there's so many things weighing in on your scales about foundation. In other words, you're not done. You're not done at all. You have to look at it. I know you don't want to kill any more time. I know you don't want to waste any more time. I understand. I understand. You don't want to waste any more time. You do seem to understand that there's a possibility to bring someone else's energy in that represents that long-term pathway. Stability and sense of desire and hope and meaning. Meaning is what that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, I was struggling to find the words. It's the meaning behind the foundation. You know what I mean? I have a legacy here, but what's the meaning behind it? The kind of life I created with someone, or the life I was meant to create for myself? Who was meant to be a part of that and why? What was the motivation? I don't quite know. And neither do you. That's something you need to figure out. Yeah, just because it's there doesn't mean it's stable or that it's consistently healthy. I don't know. I don't see anything conclusive. Who this person is to you, I do not know. You seem to think of it as reviving the dead, but in a way that's positive, that it could take you further. I don't know how else to put that. That this could only take you so far, and that's why you're frustrated. Yeah, you have a legacy, but you thought it would take you to different places or heights, maybe. Perhaps you thought, or you think, this person could take you further. I don't know, it's inconclusive. That's one of the things you need to think about, is that foundation. What can take you further, push you further, inspire you, right? Whoever represents that energy of inspiration, the one that you have and would like to feel, and you can remember what that used to feel like. Something that gets you out of your comfort zone, to think different, to act different, to be inspired in different ways. Something that challenges you, but in a healthy way. Anything else? I'm sorry it's so inconclusive, but that's real tarot, honey. Isolation. Big success. Listen to your intuition. Duh. What's the big success? Isolation, big success. It feels that's what I mean. It's like you did all the work, or most of the work, and that's why you were only able to go so far. And this drug out energy of one day it's going to get better, one day it's going to get better, and that's because so much of the efforts and or results of this foundation have largely rested on you. Is that why you started out with the divinity energy, Emperor and Empress? You both had promising futures and or careers at the time, and then somebody became your shadow. They move with you, but they no longer are but they hadn't been in a position to contribute in a long time to the success. That's why you can. That's why you developed a relationship and or committed to this person so quickly. You were both on certain paths in your careers, and you seemed highly compatible, stable. until one day they became your shadow and a non-contributor. God dang it. Whoa! That's why the foundation has been such a fucking struggle. And you do have a foundation, but it's a little disjointed and it's taken years to grow. It's taken years to grow, and it's been a struggle, and you've received lots of, you had a healthy growth at some point, and then it stopped, and then it became erratic after that. And you're like, yeah, the foundation is here, and it's on my labor. Ten of Wands, it's my labor, it's my burden. And is that what I really want for my legacy, is to say I achieved all this? You felt alone in the success. You felt alone in building this. Even though you had someone with you constantly, your shadow. I just keep saying, when you move, they move. It's like they're attached to your fucking hip. I'm not saying they're a bad person. What I'm saying is that they're like a shadow. It's like, where you go, there go. Your business is their business. But for some reason, you two started out as equal contributors to a common cause. And then one day, somebody lost their passion, they lost their energy, they lost their hope and or inspiration, and somebody just moved along with the other person. So I don't know if that means they lost their job, they lost their inspiration to live life or to have a... I don't know. I don't know. But the contribution has always felt like... So it's, what success you have has always felt attached to someone who really doesn't have the same level of credit or work that you do. Is that what I'm saying? I don't quite know. Listen to your intuition, yes. And the patience. See, that's what I'm saying. And that's what you're getting tired of, is the patience and that sense of false hope. Listen to your intuition about the patience. That needle stuck in the groove of that particular record. One day, I'll look forward to next month. And I look forward to the next holiday. Or I look forward to the next whatever. You know? Oh, when this calms down, I'll be happy again. And it's always like that. Except it doesn't. That's killing time, man. And that's what this whole thing is. Yes, you need new perspective about the patience. And has it been justified? I don't know. I'm not trying to knock on this person. I just know from your point of view how you two started out as high-functioning people that were equal contribution, and then somebody went like this. And then they went like this. And then they went like this. They're your perpetual shadow, and where you move, they move. And it's like they ride in, under, or support your weight. But at the end of the day, you're the one who's responsible for the so-called success of this foundation. So that's why you consider it with a strain, and is it fair? Yes, they have played a role in my life and my well-being and my sense of home. But it's not what I had thought it would be or had hoped it would be. The gig changed, man. The gig changed from how you two met, committed, signed up, and how it got executed. And this, I don't know what that is, but you seem to think that they can contribute to your star pathway and really enhance you. Someone who speaks more to this particular language of your energy. Yay, Christina, I'm really sucking hardcore on this. I'm really, scratch that. I'm really sucking on this thing. I said I'd keep it under 60 minutes, Capricorn. Okay. Meaningful coincidences. Family concerns. Meaningful coincidences. You keep connecting with this person, and it's like that can't just be coincidence. Family concerns, busy and distracted. We keep ourselves busy and distracted with family and concerns. It's not a coincidence. We always have a reason to, what is that? There's always something about the family that's coming up constantly. It's not a coincidence. It's a way to keep you both busy and distracted. That way you don't have time to think about your relationship. Your shadow. We keep coming up with family concerns. It's not a coincidence. We have to keep ourselves busy and distracted. Because if we didn't keep ourselves busy and distracted, we might actually have to look at what's going on. And that's one of the reasons why your moon, which is on the exit, has developed as long as it has. It was really to keep you distracted from seeing how much time was being spent in this way. Damn. Regrets. Regrets. I know, and I don't want you to get into that space, honey, but sometimes we need regrets. Sometimes we need regret. That way we can tell us what not to do next time, how not to repeat mistakes. Slow and steady. Temptation. That's your energy. Slow and steady. That's you. That's your energy right there. Slow and steady. Yeah, you need to think about this. Okay, don't waste any more time. Give it active time and attention. Think about it. Okay, I'm trying to pick up more on this person over here. So much of that rebirth, and that is a rebirth energy right there. Potential rebirth of that energy, reintroducing it into your life. It's there, it's possible, it's resting on page. They have some confident, strong-willed energy, I'll say that. But a strong heart, though. It's a proud heart. Let's put it that way. The Queen of Cups plus the Emperor, that equals proud heart. That plus that equals they have a proud heart. Let's put it that way. Strong, proud heart. Is there anything else? What is this about this possible rebirth, please? Show me this rebirth. They're your star. Page of Wands, opening up to the star or trying to rebirth with that particular person who represents the star, someone who could take you to the next level. Someone who would contribute healthily to your foundation. Someone who could take you to next level. That's how you see them. Or you see them as a very beautiful female. Could be a combination of the two. The star, we must remember, in classic tarot is the beautiful woman. The beautiful spiritual woman. Okay, someone who has far-reaching thoughts, has progressive thinking, is a healer. Okay, that's old school classic tarot. The star has come to mean many things over time. And I keep seeing this beautiful person with a strong, proud heart that you are thinking about rebirthing into your life. And there's a star attached to it. In other words, it could really influence you in future. You share some sort of love union with this person, some sort of Two of Cups, and there's also a great deal of passion attached to it. It's, damn, I forgot how sexual that was. It's one of the reasons why I like this deck. But, Two of Cups, love is a choice. In this deck. Beautifully depicted. Two of Cups, love is a choice. He chooses to tame himself for her, and she tames him through her love and sex. I know, this deck makes people very uncomfortable. Probably why I always liked it. I like those extra layers. It's very intimate. But yes, love is a choice. Someone who represents that love is a choice. They have a star attached to them. They could lend to your foundation, I believe. But more than that, meet that energy that once existed in you, that I'm free to pursue a new journey. But it comes from a place of knowing myself and who it is I want and what it is I want. You have time to think about it. You. Temptation, unfortunately, that's you. I mean, not unfortunately. For other people, that sucks. But I can actually say, literally, Capricorn, that's who. You need to think about it. Slow and steady. Let's try to throw down any Aquarius season also for that rebirthing. Who else had that? I think it was Virgo, right towards the end. Possibly rebirthing this connection in the new year. Possibly in the new year. Aquarian energy. Let's take a look. Significant timing, please. A lot to think about, honey. A lot to think about. Yeah, not till I believe after the new year. It's truth around 12 or truth after 12. Okay, so December. We're looking at The 10th might be important. The 12th might be important. That adds up together to be 12. But not yet. Not yet. Not until we feel better about ourselves, what it is we're doing and why we're doing it. Okay, this 10th, the 5th, the 16th, the 11th, any of those combinations, the 22nd, the 21st, the 26th, and again, some of this will be spanned out over weeks upwards to Aquarius season, right after Christmas. Okay, all right. Any progress on this over here, please? About the foundation, this connection, this commitment. Once you have made up your mind, you will make it. I haven't seen anything that absolute in a long time. All I know is this: once you have made up your mind, you will have made it. And there will be no discussion. There will be no discussion in the end. Once you have made up your mind, you will act on it. And that's more like you. There will be no discussion. Once you have made up your mind and you go through your critical, slow but steady process, it will be the end of discussion. The conflict will be over, and you will move towards your Ace of Wands. When? I could not say. Could be upwards to 2 years. And that's this, not that. This, I see, is resting on a page. The potential rebirth of this connection. That might hold some sort of importance to you in your future endeavors. This, once you have in fact made up your mind, it's non-negotiable. You will know what you are doing when the timing is right, because there won't be any confusion. And then you will move towards the Ace of Wands, who I believe is this. Oh, goodness. Okay. Why do I bother? Honestly. Why do I bother, Capricorn? Seriously. Alright, the timing. Okay. It is what it is. T, J, D, P, Sag. The sign, the arrow. In other words, also Cupid's arrow. We have the tulip. The sign of new romance, absolutely. Opening up, being vulnerable. Something beautiful as well as consistent. The tulip is a strong flower, but it's also beautiful. Okay. The sign of romance as well, the busy bee. Yes, you have a lot of work to do between the... Yes, that's what I was saying. There's the wilted tulip and the upright tulip. One that kind of speaks for itself. The other has the opportunity. One is promising, the other is not. Yes. Yes. One stands upright, strong, and proud. The other has wilted. Isn't dead, but it has wilted. And it stays in the shadow, your shadow. I saw all the signs here. Some of them that distinctly stood out, was Pisces, Gemini, Sag, speaking of which, S, and the zombie. Doing the same thing day in, day out. Exhausted by it, but still doing it. Going through the motions. Yeah, I saw that one. Okay. Alright, Capricorn, that's enough. And then the entry energy, or rather I should say the rebirth energy, strong Aquarius, strong Scorpio, strong Aries. Does not have to be... Oh, the seahorse, Piscean energy as we discussed. And the four-leaf clover, luck of the Irish. Luck will be on your side. The four-leaf clover. Make a wish. Yeah. Luck of the Irish. The four-leaf clover. You might find one. You might see that somewhere. Of course, the four-leaf clover. Absolutely. Confirmation of which energy I do not know, but the one that represents luck. Wishes. That's enough. Okay, Capricorn, put in the comments as you see fit. I tell you right now, next round of readings, none of this. No. Hour tops. It's I am gonna get more practical about that. Because I want to. I need to get more practical about that. Yes, because I'm trying to open my energy up more. Okay? Capricorn, you put in the comments as you see fit. Once more, thank you so much. And the next round of readings will be the New Year's readings. I can't wait for it. You've got work to do between now and then. You've got two different situations going on here. One that's going to be with you for a while, although you also feel like you can't give it any more reasonable sense of time of expectation that things will improve. You do honor the memory and the connection. In other words, you're not ready to leave it yet. But once you have made up your mind, there will be literally no discussion. You will move towards your Ace of Wands. But that's going to take time. It could be 2 years for some of you, as I saw. That's realistic. That's enough. Capricorn, put in the comments as you see fit. Do take care. Be well.